I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. There's a quote that I like. It says, "When you meet resistance, you are moving too fast." This is a truism that I hold to when it comes to relationships, especially in my capacity as a financial advisor. The illusion is that people come to financial planners for financial advice. Yes, I said that's the illusion. Planners often assume that when they give advice that would seem an obvious solution to a problem, the client will take it, act on it, and profusely thank the planner for their wisdom. That is often magical thinking. In reality, providing the solution is often met with resistance rather than acceptance. Clients might interpret, argue, or defensively list all the reasons the solution is not right for them. They can also appear to agree with the recommendations, then ignore everything and never take action. Often the planner will assume that the client's resistance is a sign that they, the planner, have failed to communicate well. So the planner then doubles down, becomes more direct with a higher confrontation. Then this can escalate, with both parties becoming locked in a cycle of resistance and confrontation. Research tells us that client resistance leads to increased confrontational behaviors on the part of the advisor, while confrontation from the advisor actually leads to client resistance, which actually decreases the likelihood that change will ever happen. Kind of like a circular firing squad. Many planners will end up labeling such a client as difficult. They often give up, suggesting they are not a fit for the client, and send them off to another planner. In reality, the advisor has just run out of tools. A more skillful advisor with training in strategies like motivational interviewing will recognize that when a planner meets resistance, they're moving too fast. They need to stop, back up, and realize that the client is not feeling heard. Client resistance is a sign that the planner needs to do a better job of listening rather than telling. Now, there's no shame in feeling resistance to advice. According to my co-authored book, Facilitating Financial Health, your subconscious brain, which hasn't received a programming update in 100,000 years, is wired to resist change. It's wired to overestimate the value of the status quo and underestimate the value of change. So when we resist, it's often because we are attempting to avoid difficult feelings or avoid recalling a painful event that has never been resolved. As a client, ideally, you will work with financial advisors who are skilled in helping their clients facilitate financial change. Instances that come to mind where this is not the case would say that it's also important for you to be able to recognize when you are feeling resistant to accept or even understand what it may mean. When you observe resistance within yourself, it's a sign that the professional is moving too fast and that you are not feeling heard. I suggest, if that's the case, gently ask the advisor to stop. Let them know you are aware of sensing some internal resistance to what they're suggesting, and that you really don't feel heard. You might need to ask them to stop trying to convince you of a solution and instead help you process your resistance. Get curious. You may not even know why you're feeling resistance, just that you're feeling resistance, and you really need to talk it out. So you don't need to know why you're experiencing it. Just enough to ask for a pause that can really change the trajectory of the conversation. If the advisor is not emotionally available to understand your need to process the resistance, you may need to put a bookmark in the discussion until you can explore the resistance yourself or with a friend or possibly a financial therapist. The bottom line is for both advisor and client to be sensitive to and aware of resistance. It's a sign that someone in the conversation is moving too fast. It's time to slow down, even back up, in order to keep making progress. Thanks for joining me.